Leonardo da Vinci once said that time waits just long enough for those who use it. So the question is, what are you doing with your time? We all have 24 hours in a day. What are you doing with your time? Are you building your dream, or are you helping someone else build theirs? Are you putting in the work every single day, every single moment of now? Are you planning for your future? They say planning is bringing the future into the present so you can do something about it now. So the question is this: what are you doing with your time? Remember, the time is always now.
And thank you for joining me for the Time Is Always Now podcast. My name is Terence Young. I'm your host for the podcast. This is a podcast that's dedicated to helping people get past their excuses. Helping people get past saying, I'm going to do it someday or one day, and saying instead, I'm going to do it right now. Because now is the only time we have. If you don't know who I am, my name is Terence Young. I go by TY. I'm a New Thought transformational speaker, an author, a mindset coach, and a workshop facilitator. I help people get past their paradigms of saying they're going to do something someday or one day, and instead saying they're going to do it right now, because this is the only time we have. If you'd like to donate to the podcast, by all means, you can do so just by going to my website, which is terenceyoungnow.com. You can donate there. And thank you in advance for helping me to continue to do what I do, which is give these messages of inspiration, of encouragement to all people. I want everyone to get these messages. So share this message with everyone. Share this podcast with all the people that you know. If you have not joined us on Facebook for our The Time Is Always Now Facebook group, join us over there. It's a great group of like-minded people that all want to move their lives forward. They all want to live their lives to the highest potential, and we do that by pushing each other forward and harnessing the power in the eternal moment of now. You're going to be encouraged, you're going to be inspired, and you're going to be challenged as well to continue to move your life forward and not wait on the right time. So if you're interested in that, join us on Facebook for the Time Is Always Now Facebook group. Now, this week and every week we have a theme in the group. And this week, and really last week, was really overcoming stress. I've been doing some talks about overcoming stress and speaking about it a lot and dealing with anxiety. Why? Because we've been dealing with it in our world, right? We're dealing with a lot of anxiety and stress in our world, a lot of things that can create that, or we can allow that to be created into our lives by the things that are going on outside of us. So I'm going to share some ideas today that you can tangibly put in your life that can help you reduce stress, help you reduce anxiety for yourself, okay? So 3 things I'm going to share with you today on how you can reduce stress. The first is this: you got to just breathe. Just breathe. Secondly, you got to be in the moment. Be right here, right now in the moment. If you do that, you'll be able to get over the stress and anxiety. And last, focus on one thing at a time. Just focus on one thing at a time. I was sharing this last week with a congregation, and I spoke with them some of these ideas, and it's so interesting to be able to talk about it, because I talk about it as going from stressed out to being blessed out. And what I mean by that is you go from being stressed out to being back to connecting to how blessed you are and connecting to the universe and the God and the I am that lives within you. If you practice these things I'm talking about, you can do that too. You can go from being stressed out to being blessed out. The first one is this: just breathe. That's all you got to do. Just breathe. We all get tensed up. We all get anxiety, and sometimes we don't even know it. Have you ever had someone tell you to, maybe in meditation, to relax your shoulders, and when you do, you recognize you didn't know that you were tensed up when you were? We're walking around tense and full of anxiety and don't even know it. And then you just relax those shoulders. You take that nice exhale, and you can feel the tension leave your body. Sometimes the act of just breathing can change everything about how you deal with stress in your life. There's a way of breathing called belly breathing I'm going to share with you here. Hopefully you can see this. But I'll tell you, you put your hand on your stomach, one hand on your stomach, one on your chest. What you do is you take a nice, deep inhale through the nose, and then release. And what you want to do is do that 3 or 4 times, and I want you to recognize this. The hand that's on your belly should be moving. You should see it move out when you inhale, and go back in when you exhale. The hand in your chest should not move at all. If you are breathing correctly, this is belly breathing, you will feel your belly move, not your chest. Here's what happens when we are in the middle of stress and anxiety. We breathe through our mouths and through our chest. We're full of anxiety and we're like, and that's why we can't breathe. But if we practice what we know through prayer and through meditation, breathing diaphragmatically through our nose down into our diaphragm, it immediately relaxes us. Why does it relax us? Because we are connecting with the God within us. When you breathe, that's why meditation is so important. When you breathe, you are connecting with God. That's why you concentrate on your breathing. It's getting you in connection, in alignment with the God within you. That's what's so powerful. So if you want to release stress from your life, anxiety from your life, just breathe. Learn how to breathe diaphragmatically. Learn how to breathe through your nose and bring that air into your belly. It's powerful. That's why I teach practicing meditation so much. It's so important to practice meditation because meditation teaches you how to breathe, which is teaching you how to get in touch with the God within you. When you do that, you release the stress. You go back to being blessed. The second one says, be in the moment. You've got to be in the moment, in the now, in the present moment. Obviously, I talk about being in the present moment all the time, but it's important. It's important because this is how you release stress and anxiety from your life. Be in the moment. When you are focused on just what's going on right now, the stress and anxiety go away. It's funny, I was doing axe throwing with my daughter for her birthday a couple weeks ago, and we were throwing the axe. And it was one of the bigger ones. They call it the Widowmaker. And I was throwing the axe, and I couldn't seem to get it into that wall until I had to be right in the present moment. And the guy came over and showed us how to do it. And I got right in the present moment. And I did everything he told me to do, and I really focused. And after about 10 tries, I finally got that axe into the wall. Why did it work? Because I got focused and I was in the moment. I wasn't thinking about the past, what happened in the past. I wasn't thinking about the future and what was going to happen. I focused right there in the present moment. And when we do that, that's where God is. God is in the present moment. Everything is in the present moment. There is no other moment to have but this moment. When you focus on this moment, you can watch the stress and the anxiety go away. Why are we in stress so much? Why are we in anxiety so much? Because we're either worried about something that's going to happen in the future, which we think is going to happen in the future, or we're stressed about something that happened in the past, and we're still living in that. But when we get to the present moment, right here, right now, oh, it's good. It's all good because it's all God. So if you want to release the stress and the anxiety from your life, be in the present moment. Now let me be very clear. We are human, so of course you're going to be outside of the present moment. Of course you're going to plan for things in the future. Of course you're going to be upset about something that happened in the past. Yes, we're human. The key is this. How quickly can you get back to the present moment? This is what I practice on a daily basis, on a moment-by-moment basis, on a now-by-now basis. I practice getting myself back to the present moment when I get led astray. When I start worrying about something in the future, or worrying about something, or angry about something in the past. Get back to the present moment, T. Get back to the present moment. I want you to practice this for yourself. How quickly can you get back to the awareness of the present moment? If you do that, the stress and the anxiety, they go away. So powerful. Third thing is this, very, very important. Focus on one thing at a time. Focus on one thing. I'm only going to put two fingers up. One thing at a time. If you do that, yes, you will release the stress and anxiety. I love this because, first of all, I talk about this in this sense. Focus on your oneness with all it is. Your oneness with God, right? Rumi says, we're not a drop in the ocean. We are an ocean in the drop. We are a part of all that is. Think about how powerful that is. We're not a drop in the ocean. We're the ocean in that drop. All of this that surrounds us, we're a part of all that. We are part of the same stuff that makes up the stars, the moon, the sun, the atmosphere, the galaxy. We're all of that. Think of how powerful you are. Focus on your oneness with your Creator, and all of the stress will go away. Why? Because if you recognize I'm one with all of that, when you're going through something, you recognize, well, God's going through it with me because God's in everything. God is omnipresence. The universe and me are one and the same. So whatever I'm going through, God's in it. And it's always working for my unfolding good. So even though it might not feel good, I know it's working for my good. God's in it. There's a lesson for me to learn here. The stress and the anxiety go away when you recognize everything is working for your unfolding good. When you focus on your oneness with God. Now, from a practical standpoint, also focus on the thing that you do best. Right? It's better to do one thing great than 10 things poorly. I love that quote. It's better to do one thing great than 10 things poorly. Focus on the one thing that you do. I teach this all the time about finding your passion, finding your purpose in life. Find the thing that God put you here to do. And when you find that, do that. For me, it's speaking, right? I do speaking as much as I possibly can. Why? Because I know that God put me here to be a speaker, to inspire, encourage, and motivate others. That's why I'm here. So I'm doing it. In whatever corner of the world, little piece that I can do, I know that God put me here to do this. And I want to help you find that thing that God put you here to do too. So it's very clear, very easy. I'm going to say easy. I'm going to say it's clear of what you can do, maybe not easy, but clear of what you can do. Find something you love to do. Find something you do for free. Find something you can serve others while doing it. If you find something that meets all three of those and you do it, that's a passion of yours. God put you here to do it. So go out and start doing that. Go out and start doing that as much as you possibly can in any way that you possibly can. Focus on doing that one thing that you do great that God put you here to do. And when you do that, the stress and the anxiety will go away. What do I mean by that? Does that mean you'll never have a hard time? Things won't get difficult. You won't have difficult situations. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. Even when those situations arise, you will know in your heart of hearts you are doing what God put you here to do, so you deal with it differently. You move with it differently when you know this is what God put me here to do. So this minor setback is just moving me forward to my next comeback. You look at it differently. Your perspective changes when you are focused on your oneness and you are focused on the one thing that you do great. It changes things when you do this. It relieves the stress, the anxiety from life when you do this. We're always going to have problems. We're always going to have challenges. I like to say we're always going to have, take that word challenges or problems and turn it into opportunities. We're always going to have it. That's a part of life. It's not about what happens. It's how we react to what happens that makes all the difference. That's where we deal with the stress and the anxiety differently. Some people can't carry it. Now, there was a great quote that I used sometime last week. It's not the load that brings you down, it's the way that you carry it. How are you carrying that load? Everybody's got a load, okay? Everybody's got something they're carrying, something that you don't even know about. It's how you carry it. And when you focus on your oneness with God, when you focus on the one thing that you do great, right? When you're in the moment, when you stay in the present moment, oh, so powerful. When you just breathe. Learn how to just breathe and connect with that God within you. Connect with that Christ within you. Connect with that power within you, that I am presence within you, the universe, the power of all that is within you. When you do that, you will go from being stressed out to being blessed out all the time. And if you do that, it's going to change your life. Thank you for joining me for this episode of the Time Is Always Now podcast. Please, again, share this podcast with everybody, because when you do the things that we talked about today, you can unequivocally say, I own the now, and I have won. This is TY. I am signing off for now. Remember, the time is always now.